Well, I'm very, very excited to have the opportunity to talk about the team and our final two matches. We've accomplished most of our goals for the season. We have some that we still like to finish, and this last weekend is really important to us. So we're happy to be home, and happy to be home over homecoming, where maybe we can get some a little more fan support for these final two matches. It's a big push. We host Valpo, who's the second best team in the conference, and Wright State, and we really need a big push down the stretch to make the conference tournament, which has been our focus since day one of preseason.
What's been the key to turning around a program so dramatically, so quickly?
I must admit I was very fortunate. When I walked in the door, I was expecting, when you look at the team on paper, you only have 5 wins coming in and not a very good power ranking. When you look at the power rankings, we were expecting really bad gym culture that we'd have to turn around, and not a very athletic team. And we walked in and were pleasantly surprised to find an athletic team that had a good gym culture. They were willing to work hard. And so basically for us, it was just trying to say, okay, what came before us doesn't matter anymore. It's all about this team and what we want to do, and they bought in right away, and they've worked really hard and really made our job easy for us so far. So I feel very fortunate with the kids we recruited, and they're a little older. Whenever you have a team that's as young as they were, it's always difficult, and we're very junior heavy right now, and that's made it a little easier also. They're starting to feel the urgency of trying to succeed before they graduate.
Mark, can you just talk a little bit about the local players in Calvin, Carlisle, and Guerreri?
Becca Calvin's doing a great job for us, great work ethic. We asked her to walk on. When I first got here, we were short with a setter, and she's been doing some double duty as a setter and a defensive person in practice. Has seen a little bit of playing action. Chelsea's a great kid. I know her dad works here. She works extremely hard. She's starting to see more playing time now. The thing that kind of kept her out was we're very big on ball control and passing, and it's hard when you talk about volleyball skills. It's not as well-known jargon as some of the other sports, but her passing wasn't quite strong enough to get her in the lineup, and that's coming along now. She does a great job serving, so she's starting to see a little more time. And then Jackie has been a staple on the team for a while. She's struggling a little bit this year, and I think that's because people looked at her from last year and coming in. She was one of the big guns, and they focused on her a little more, and that's just some growing pains that she's going through. And we've changed the system a little bit, which I think is something else, another growing pain for her. But all great kids, great work ethics, happy to have them.
How have you been able to use maybe the success this year in terms of recruiting or selling your program? I mean, have you seen some, I guess, some outlay of that even, you know?
Well, we get a little better reception from club coaches and high school coaches now than when I first took the job, and that's one of the big things because they have such a big impact on their players. When I first got here, I'd go out and they would say, well, hey, I'll talk to the kids and see if they're interested. And now it's easier where they're calling us about some players. So we see an effect. Fortunately for us, we only have one senior. So the big impact for recruiting will be the 2014 class. So we're hoping that we can make the big push, get in the tournament, and that'll help us a little more because no one really wants to come play for a team that's not winning. It's just a really hard sell.
What's the most exciting aspect about your team? If you were trying to tell a fan that, why should we come down and watch Youngstown State volleyball, what would you say to them?
I think because they actually enjoy playing now, and I think that shows with the energy and the effort they put forth. And we've been competitive in virtually every match. I think 3 of our 26 matches we've been swept 3-0. All the other ones have been very competitive, very exciting. But I think it's fun to come watch a team when they're excited about playing. We have a few kids that I think are all conference type kids to play, and we have some tremendous athletes. We have 4 or 5 kids that play up around 10 foot, which is around the rim, and it's just exciting to watch. But I think it's when you can see the genuine enthusiasm that they have for the game and the effort. I think those are good things to come out and watch.
Is that also the most gratifying part of the coach, maybe, to see the turnaround and that kind of that enthusiasm back?
Yes, it has, and I know we had to make a rule in the locker room and in the gym that we don't talk about last year, so I get in trouble because when I refer to it, hey, don't talk about last year. But from what I've been told about the team, it is a big difference, especially when things are going wrong, and that's one thing we've always been pushing this team. They had in this last spring a tendency to self-destruct pretty quickly, and we're trying to get over that. But it's just, if they're not enjoying playing, and Division I athletics is about winning and about, you know, execution and production. But if you're not enjoying it, there's really no point in being part of the program. And so it's very rewarding to see them enjoying themselves, not just in matches, but even in practice, because practices can be a grind, and you want them to come out with some satisfaction.